Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the great Puckettini coming at you on behalf of PuckettFanShop.com. And over at PuckettFanShop.com, that's my website, and that's where I put dog designs on all kinds of products like t-shirts and hoodies and stickers and laptop sleeves, mugs, just anything you can think of. So go over and check it out. See if we got any dogs, any dog breeds that you like. We have about 30 or 40. And if I don't have one that you want to see, send me a message. I'd love to do business with you. But anyway, what I got for you today I'm going to give you the top 10 highlights from the Arkansas Razorback win over the South Carolina Gamecocks. Okay, so this is not really in any special order, but the Hogs got a big win. I'd like to say first of all that there were several questionable penalties in my mind, in my opinion. There was 3 big ones that kept their drives going. I thought the Hogs were about to really run away with the game, and it seemed like they helped them on one drive, gave them like 40, 50 yards. And Hogs had like over 10 penalties for 150 yards. And Gamecocks didn't even have half of that. So I felt the officiating was a little questionable. But anyway, Hogs overcame and got a big win. So here's highlight number 1. Sophomore running back, Rocket Raheem Sanders, had a huge game. He's from Rockledge, Florida. He rushed for 160 yards on 24 carries and had 2 touchdowns. He averaged a whopping 6.5 yards per carry. And if you saw my earlier video about what the Hogs needed to do to win, I said they need to average over 5 yards a carry, and they did that. Just did a great job. He also caught 3 passes for 30 yards. So Rocket had a huge game for us once again. He's shown what a great player he is. Next, highlight number 2 was redshirt junior quarterback KJ Jefferson from Sardis, Mississippi. KJ had a great game too. He rushed for 19 times for 79 yards and had 1 rushing touchdown. He also completed 18 passes for 162 yards and 1 touchdown. So he accounted for 302 yards of total offense and really 2 touchdowns there. So, I mean, had a great game again. Both of those 2 really had a great game. Then also I like to, the Arkansas offensive line did a great job. We rushed for 295 yards and 5 touchdowns, which is really good. We passed for 162 yards and 1 touchdown. So we had 457 yards of total offense and 6 touchdowns. They only gave up 2 sacks. And so here was the starting offensive line. I'd like to recognize them real quick. Redshirt senior left tackle Luke Jones from Little Rock, Arkansas. Redshirt junior left guard Brady Latham from Jinx, Oklahoma. Senior center Ricky Stromberg he's from Georgia. I can't remember exactly where he's from in Georgia. And then redshirt junior right guard Bo Limmer from Tyler, Texas. And then redshirt senior right tackle, the big guy, Dalton Wagner from Spring Grove, Illinois. And just want to recognize those guys, and they did a great job. The offense was really rocking and rolling, and they were a big part of that. The 4th highlight, and really, like I said, these are not in any order, but senior linebacker Bumper Pool from Lucas, Texas, had a great game. He was second on the team in tackles with 7 total tackles. He had 3 solos and 4 assists. He had 1 tackle for loss. He had 1 pass breakup, 1 quarterback hurry, and he recovered 2 onside kicks, and he made that look so easy. But trust me, I coached for 15 years. We work on that all the time, squiggling them, and it is hard to do. I mean, catch a kick like that, like he was doing. He did it twice, and he made it look super easy, but I promise you, it is not. So he had a great game, Bumper Pool, once again. Then highlight number 5 is junior transfer cornerback Dwight McLaughlin from Houston, Texas, and he transferred from LSU. Had another big game. He had the huge interception in the end zone in the 4th quarter, ending South Carolina's chance at a comeback. There was 4 or 5 minutes left. I don't remember the time, and we were up about 14 points or so, over 2 or 3 scores, and he ended any chance they had right there, getting that interception in the end zone. He also had 4 tackles. So McLaughlin, once again, I heard Sam Pittman say he balls when the lights come on. He's a baller with lights. He's probably not a great practice player, but when it's game time, he shows up to play. All right, highlight number 6, redshirt junior Jaden Hazelwood from Atlanta, Georgia, also transfer from Oklahoma. He tied for the team lead in catches with 5 for 30 yards. He also had 2 carries for 5 yards. So he led us in receptions. Great job there, Jaden. Highlight number 7, probably the player of the game, but junior line. I mean, I hate to say that with Rocket, had such a great game, but especially for sure the defensive player of the game is junior linebacker Drew Sanders from Denton, Texas, by way of Alabama. He transferred from Alabama. And he had a monster game, and he's showing that he's one of the top linebackers in the country, if not just the SEC. But he led the team with 11 tackles. He had 8 solo tackles and 3 assists. He had 2 sacks, and that's what big thing I said. We had to put pressure on Rattler. We had to rattle the Rattler, and we did. He had 2 sacks. He had 3 tackles for loss. He forced 2 fumbles. He had 1 pass broken up, and he had 1 quarterback hurry. He had a huge game, just a huge game. He should be like the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Had a huge game. Drew Sanders, big time. Highlight number 8 is our freshman punter, Max Fletcher from Australia, and really the entire punt team. These guys really did a great job. Fletcher averaged 35.7 yards per punt. They were able to down 2 punts inside the 20. And they did not let South Carolina return any of the punts. And most important, did not allow them to block a punt. They had 2 blocks for touchdowns, or that led to 2 touchdowns against Georgia State. So that was big there that we did not let them block one. Next, highlight number 9. We had 6 players that sacked Spencer Rattler. And those are huge plays. We said we needed to get after him and rattle him, and then he's got questionable character a little bit, and he would kind of fall apart. He played better than I thought he would. He didn't throw as many interceptions, but definitely we rattled him. We start with Drew Sanders. We already talked about him. He had 2 sacks. Bumper Pool, already talked about him. He had 1. Then we have redshirt freshman linebacker Chris Paul Jr. from Cordell, Georgia. He had half a sack. And I'll tell you, Paul, man, if he was on any other team, he'd be playing a lot. But he's behind Sanders and Poole. He's going to be a good guy for several years to come. He's a good player. I like him. Sophomore defensive back Jaden Johnson from Cedartown, Georgia, had 1 sack as well. He had another good game. He was close to being one of my main highlights. Junior defensive lineman Jashad Stewart from Jonesboro, Arkansas, had a sack. And then redshirt senior defensive end Jordan Dominic from Lakeland, Florida, had another sack. He's showing that he can rush the passer and make some big plays for us. He came from Georgia Tech. Doing a good job. And then last but certainly not least, maybe one of the main ones is we had 3 players that forced fumbles. Dwight McLaughlin had an interception. These 3 guys forced fumbles. Drew Sanders, like I said earlier, he forced 2 fumbles. Senior safety Latavius Brenny from Miami Gardens, Florida, he forced 1, and he was filling in for Jalen Cataline and played a pretty good game. I know there at the end, Pittman got a little mad at him because he would play and kind of hurt his ankle, and they take him out. He come back in, and Pittman finally said, "Just take him out." But Brenny had a good game. He played well. He forced 1 fumble, big play. We need turnovers. And then Jaden Johnson, who I said earlier, had a sack. He was close to being one of the main highlights here. He forced 1 fumble as well. So, and that's real big, turnovers. When you look at the keys of the game, turnovers, sacks, stuff like that is what causes you to win games. And the Hogs did a great job of that. Really did. Big win for them. 2-0, 1-0 in SEC. So that's all I got. It was a huge win for the Razorbacks over a very good, I think, a good South Carolina team. If you like this video, please hit the like and share button and head over to PuckettFanShop.com and check out all my dog designs. And if you see anything you want, order something. Or if you need something, just send me an email. Reply to this video. I'd love to do business with you. And check back for more videos. I do videos on the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Dallas Cowboys. And I give you highlights, and I tell you what they need to do to win each week, among other things. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Hogs. Peace out.